Footy Show, looking forward to tonight, looking forward to this weekend, Jim. The most anticipated game of the year. It is Carlton v Collingwood, Buckley v Malthouse. Travis Cloak live in the studio, if you don't mind.
Big Trav, we can't wait for that. Damien Barrett, Dyson Heppel, by the way. For Essendon fans, he's going to be in here. Damien Barrett is loaded up, Gary. The biggest name in football. Buddy Franklin remains uncontracted. Damo has a little twist in the contract saga for Big Bud. And a young star from Geelong whose future may be in jeopardy. He catches up with him as well.
Last week, Shane Crawford had the tip of certainty. He tipped the St Kilda Footy Club to beat the Gold Coast. They lost, of course. He went to Wangaratta, jet fighter plane. I was up there, Jim. It's not good. He couldn't drive home. He was shocking. We've got that story coming up.
And Gary,
what?
It all blew up on Monday. Jeff Kennett, Al Clarkson.
Yes.
And, of course, it's been in the news all week.
It has.
So, Gary, for the first time since then, we get them in the same room together tonight on the show. What do you mean?
If you're in the news game, I wouldn't be worrying about that. But it looked like them, Jim. I'm not sure if it exactly was. Hey, Street Talk's always a highlight as well. This time, the fossil Sam Newman's gone to Footscray. That and much more coming up on the Footy Show.
Company, the beautiful Docklands precinct here in Melbourne for the Footy Show on a Thursday night at 8:30, and let's get the panel straight into this one. This man started off with a bang, kicked 4 big ones against the Kangaroos, one of the premier power forwards in the competition, premiership superstar Travis Cloak is in the house. And speaking of young stars, look at this boy, absolutely tearing it to shreds from the Bombers, Dyson Heppel. This man is catched in it again. The Mayor of Geelong, Bill Brownless. Big Wilbur.
Oh, it's a big panel, Jim. There's something about it tonight. I'm not sure Al Clarkson and Jeff Clinton are coming in. But anyway, it's a lot to look forward to. Now, normally at this time, you know who we introduce.
Yeah, well, the 300 gamer.
Well, he's not here.
Well, why not?
Yeah, I've never seen a more upset and irate.
Oh, I haven't seen him. What's he?
Because he's a big star. He's a star of the network. Biggest star on Channel 9, no doubt about that.
Yep.
Been here for 20 years.
That's it. Multi-Logie Award winner.
And what he values more than anything is his cars and his car park.
He is the only person in our new precinct that has his own car park.
We just park where we can. There is one car park and it is his. He's pulled up tonight.
No.
Someone was in his car park.
There wouldn't be someone stupid enough to park in his car park, surely, Gary.
I'm not sure if anyone around here's got form in this particular area, but there was a car in the Forsels car park.
Never do his nostrils flare more if someone pulls their chariot into his car park.
So he's launched the Royal Commission, as you can appreciate, and some security footage has become available.
Really?
And we can now show you exactly what's happened. This is the Fossils car park, number 1.
There you can see, the only one with his own name.
Who is this man that comes in?
No!
Get it! Can you not read, Trav?
I was running a little bit late. Nearest car park, straight to the door, just pulled straight in. Obviously saw his name there, but I thought, he'll catch his chopper in or something later on. He'll be all right. And,
Trav.
I don't think he'd mind that much, would he?
Will you not learn, young man? Seriously, Jim.
You haven't gone with the old car park gag.
No,
He's fuming, Bill.
Oh, I know that, but poor old Trev. You didn't park there.
No,
he didn't, Bill. We just saw it on the television. He did park there.
My bad.
We might have to go out and see where he is.
No.
Let's go and see the Forsell. He's out somewhere. Samuel, can you hear us? We've got Trav. There he is, the 300 game champion, Sammy Newman. Force.
I can hear you, Gary, but I won't hear you when I turn this mother on. I'm not too used to it, but I'm sick and tired. I've warned and warned people for parking in my spot, so I'm taking affirmative action. If I can just start this bloody thing. It's just 1 second, guys. Hang on a minute. Just a minute.
What's he in, Gary?
I'm not sure.
What is it?
He's just run over your car.
Yeah, I know the boys at Bay City Holden aren't going to be very happy with that one, so I'm going to have to give them a call tomorrow and order a new vehicle, I think.
I'm not sure Purdy would have done that.
Run over a man's car.
Don't get away with that with the Force. Is he still there or has he survived? Are you there, Force? You okay?
I'm coming back. Just a minute. Wait a minute.
The Outback Thunder.
Hey, you make your way back in. We need to thank the Outback Thunder. It is going on tour soon. It's the Australian Monster Truck Champion. It was supplied by the good people at Monster Truck Promotions. Very much for that. While Samuel makes his way back, let's just tick this one off, Trav, because it was a story that crossed the deck when you parked in the CEO Gary Pert's car park and they slapped you with a big fine. Now, just tell us what happened there.
Yeah, obviously I was running, it was just a day off, so I went to the club, just checked in with the physio and said, mate, still on for a 10 o'clock appointment. He said, no problem. So I left again, 5 minutes, that's all I was there, and Purdy must have seen us parked in his spot for the day and sent me an email and gave me a call and said, mate, what are you doing? And he goes, protocol, and ended up having a chat with him a couple of days later, and we came out in another scenario which worked out best for myself and the club and also the outreach community.
Sorted it all out, the $1,000 off the table, so you're just doing a little bit of community work.
Yeah, just helping out the people around town, and also I said to him, no more, that's it, no more parking in your spot, mate, and I've got one across the road now, down the road to Swan Street.
Can't have been a once-off, though,
once.
Trev. You must have done it before.
I'd parked in there a couple of times, but it wasn't as if it was my fault. The car actually didn't fit in the clearance in the car park, so it's not as if it was my fault and I wasn't doing it out of purpose. But
I think Sam,
one of those.
he wasn't happy with the first go. He wants to go back the other side, he reckons.
Oh, no.
So, just going to make... He swallowed it. He did not swallow it. There he goes.
He can't move, Gary.
No, he can't. He will be back shortly. Look, we'll get on with the panel. He'll be back in. Hey, great win on the weekend, by the way, against the Kangaroos. Lost a couple late. You jagged 4. All's good at Magpie Land.
yeah, it's a nice start of the year. Obviously, coming across Jim's boys, and I thought we were in a bit of strife late in the last quarter. A few boys went down, and the North boys kicked it right into momentum, and a little bit of strife, but it's nice to get a win on the board to start with.
And played very well too, the big man. But I did notice you and Scotty Thompson, the scooter. There's always something traded when Scotty's playing, and we got some vision here of you taking, I think, a very nice mark. But what we want to know is what happened afterwards, because the set shot after some trash was traded. What happened there, Trev?
That's just stock standard me, really. I think once a week, always spray one or put a point that's not nice kick, but. Obviously, it's a technicality I've been working on over the summer, and the kicks previous to that were very good.
They were.
And that was a bit of a letdown, but I'm on the improve, which is nice.
We're sad that he's not in here.
I know, he should be here because all the greats have a bad miss from time to time, don't they? So we looked for me and Bill and we didn't seem to miss that
couldn't
bad
find
look.
one.
But the old Force back in his day didn't quite get the job done when he was lining up for goal. He thought he was an absolute certainty. He always goes on about goal kicking, doesn't he?
Let's have a look.
I'm pretty sure...
It's coming.
This is
There he
it.
goes. That is well and truly out the full.
That's missed by 60. That is missed by 60 metres. So he will now come sprinting in. Don't worry about that. Great to have you, Trav. Want to talk about the big game, Collingwood and Carlton. Most anticipated match of the year coming up on the weekend. But Dyson, what about that? Well done, Dyson. Very tough pre-season. It's well documented. We're not going to go down that path, but to come up on the first game against Adelaide and win in the manner that you did said a lot about you and the footy club, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure, Gaz. No, it was a fantastic win over there, and I think it's just it's really helped the boys at the club, and also been fantastic for the supporters that have stuck with us. So, no, certainly getting the win was great, and really looking forward to ripping this week.
Well, and this week's interesting because I think it's at least the last 3 and potentially the last 4 you've played against Melbourne and haven't taken the chockies.
Yeah, very true. No, Melbourne have got on top of us the last few times, but no, we'll come out ready to go. So we'll see what happens.
No, big danger match for you guys. Don't worry about that. Hey, now look, we are on earlier this year, 8:30 time slot, and a lot of people said, "Why did you do that?" Well, one of the key reasons is that you're one of our favourites, and we think having you in here is of great value to us. But you are a very early to bed sort of a setup, we are told.
Oh, where's this coming from, Gaz? I don't know about this.
Michael Hurley, if I have
Yes
to
or
say
no?
to
Do you go to
Michael
bed?
Hurley said you are in bed at 8:30 every night.
I'll cop. I'll cop it, but it's not quite 8:30, but I'll cop that. I'm in bed early.
Well, we like to look after Bill. We
Yes.
like to look after our panel members
little
here.
babies.
So what we've done is we've been able, just in case you get a bit weary, Dice, throughout
Righto.
the course of the night and you feel like you need to lie down, we thought we'd put a little bedroom together
Look
for
at
you.
this.
What do
here
you
we
got
go.
for me,
Have a
boys?
look
What
at
do you
this, just in case you get tired.
There we go.
We brought your bedroom in. Just to make you feel more at home, the former skipper and champion, Matthew Lloyd's wandered in. Good to see you, mate. What do you got for him in case he gets a bit weary?
I am Gaz. I'm here for some quality bedtime reading for Dyson. I'm just deciding at the moment what chapter to start on. The goal of the year chapter, the mark of the year chapter, or even the chapters I kicked 100 goals. So Dyson, just tell me later on where you want me to start, mate.
Hey, thanks, mate.
Lordo, fresh off a big haul too down in Tassie. How many did you kick?
7, JB.
Playing for?
The Latrobe Demons. So I was the best performed demon over the weekend.
Oh, Lord.
Working a little material in there, Lordo.
Bit of material. You stay there, Lordo. You read about yourself, and if Dice gets a bit weary, we're going to send him over to you.
No,
hey,
okay.
great to have Matthew Lloyd in.
Yes,
by the way.
well done, Lord. I want to, fascinated by his hair, Gaz. I want to ask you about his hair.
I don't know how much I got fined for parking in those dummy spots, but mate, never park in my spot again.
I guess I learned my lesson from that one, won't I?
Anyhow, we'll slip your car under your door of your room.
Yeah, they go with a big monster
stalled
truck.
it.
You stalled it.
Did I, Bill?
Yes.
Here we go,
sorry.
look. The first run was all right.
I tell you what,
Here.
that
This
frightened
one not so
No,
good.
they didn't stall it.
Well, what's
What
happened there?
Well, I put the brake on it. That was pretty... I
that's
thought
the
I was
first.
going to actually tip the thing over. And then it cut out. It cut out, so I got it restarted. And,
What, is that just misuse of the clutch, Foss, or...?
Jim, I've had 3 minutes instruction on driving that thing. It's 1,000 horsepower. Yeah, I'd invite you to step outside. It's a bit like we spoken about Shane the plane.
No, we're
No,
about to.
all right. Well, that's one of
We're
the crying tragedies of all time. Mate, and well done. Anyhow, kicking. Was that what we were on about?
No,
we're
Bill
well
was
past.
actually... Bill was talking about Dyson's hair.
Yeah, I'm fascinated about it because I thought it was a wig or everyone thinks you got gel in there, but that is fair dinkum your hair with no gel or anything, and you haven't washed it for a year.
Oh, yeah, I haven't washed it for a bit, but
How long?
I might whack a bit of surf wax in if I go for a surf, maybe. Chuck a bit in.
And
Just bend your head down. Camera one here. Look, there's all dreadies and there's shit living in here. there's something in there.
Mate, a few creepy crawlies, but yeah.
and what are you putting in your hair, Podge?
That's why I'm fascinated with it.
Hey,
At least I haven't got a wig on.
All right, you two, sort your differences out. Hey,
Got Bert's wig on.
Dice, you went to Wangaratta in the pre-season. You got up there by car. The year earlier, you went up in the small plane, and she was a bit hairy, the trip up there.
She was, yeah, no, definitely wasn't the most... Oh, here we go.
That's you.
Have a look at that. Yep, no good, no, knocked me about that plane trip, but we got there this year, was all right.
And were you sick on the way up, or was it?
Yeah, I was a bit crook, yeah.
It can get a bit rough. Well, I went up to Wangaratta on the
did?
weekend, of course.
You did?
Because Shane Crawford tipped the certainty. We went for the Gold Coast and St Kilda beat them. Went up in the jet planes, Fossil. And I'm telling you what, it was a horrendous thing to watch, let alone be involved in. There's a photo of Shane. We'll see the whole thing shortly. That was him straight after. He was drenched in sweat and so sick was he and so ill was he wasn't able to drive his car back.
oh,
Foss, I'm telling you, he was in a bad way.
this is what's the trouble with Hawthorn people are. They got no guts. They got nothing. They can't fire under pressure. That is a disgrace. He was ill in the plane.
Have you been in one of them before?
I've been in the jet plane.
Yes.
I have a proper
vision.
jet fighter.
I think we might even have some vision of it. Let's take a look.
There you are, Pops.
I have been.
What have you got?
But this is me in a.
Oh, no.
I know. I could bring a photo of anyone in, but that's me in the back there with the white helmet on.
You brought your own photo in.
That is me going. That's in a Russian jet fighter over the Grand Prix track. And I know that could be anyone in there, but they even said it to me, and the inscription says to me.
That proves it. Then.
Oh, well, you think I'm going to frame up something and get a plaque made?
Is that your frame? What? Is that your frame too?
Yeah, he does smarter. And if Shane was ill in the plane...
Were you ill or not? He wouldn't have done what Shane did, I'm telling you.
I did everything in
He
that
would
thing.
not
I
have
went
done-
up and barrel rolled and turned.
Not like what we're going to see a little later on with Ray.
His intestinal fortitude, Gary, is lacking, and so much so, it's like that stupid fat man there and Brian Taylor. They jumped off a 10-metre board, and I said, "Why didn't you dive?" He said, "You dive," so I did and got a hernia. I'm happy to go and show Shane exactly how to handle flying in a jet plane. But I won't do it because every time there's a bet, I'll have to actually do it better because I'm smarter.
Now, Gary,
stronger.
I
And I've
know.
been down at Essendon.
I know you are going to a break, but I just want to ask you quickly. I see in the old running sheet here a bit later on where Jeff Kennett and Al Clarkson end up in the same room as each other. Is this...
Oh, my goodness. My word. Well, I think I made an inopportune comment about...
No, we're not doing it yet. Just asking if it happened.
No, it did. I happened to walk in on them, and we were going to have them on. And all hell broke loose out the back.
All right, well, stay tuned for that, Jeff
But
Kennett.
we got it on. We've got it on
taped
tape.
it, didn't we?
Oh, my wordy wordy.
All right, we look forward to that, and we look forward to a whole lot more tonight on the Footy Show.
Tonight on a massive footy show, we preview the big one between Mixed Blues and Bucks Pies. That's correct, isn't it, Bucks?
He's the coach of Collingwood. That's what he's...
Sam takes Street Talk to Footscray to celebrate the doggies.
Oh, look, it's a dog. What's he doing in Footscray?
And little wee man Croft gets strapped into a fighter jet. Sucked in, Wayne. Footy Legends features some of the famous names that have made an appearance over the years. And which former Blue will celebrate getting his baggy blue? Plus Sam's take on the disappointing D's. All that and lots more tonight on the Footy Show.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. Thanks to Nissan Navara Home Timber and Hardware and sportsbet.com.au. Their support is ongoing and very much appreciated. We have the best sponsors in the business. No question about that. I think the big boys from Nissan Navara are in the audience tonight too, Jim, and I can tell you the Nissan Navara-thon on now. Great deals on all Navaras, but it ends on April the 30th. I tell you, it's a driving delight, driving a Nissan Navara, so get yourself one of them right now.
Now, Gary, you mentioned Shane and the fact that you went to Wangaratta and flew. So there's the first stunt done after a tip of certainty went wrong.
Yeah.
We can reveal that Sam or yourself or Bill, if you get it wrong this week, next week there will be an in-studio act of bravery. We don't know what it is yet. Gary, don't laugh.
Oh,
it will require great bravery and it'll be live.
Whole tip of certainty.
Could I notice you're the only person not tipping anyone.
Well, I haven't tipped since I've been on the show. That's 7 years.
How convenient, Jim, that you won't have to put your agates on the line and see if you can actually tip a winner.
Sucked in.
You can actually play a wild card and nominate Jim at any stage.
Oh,
there you go. Hey,
Is that what you can do?
Big game tomorrow night. Richmond take on the St Kilda Footy Club. MCG. And let's have a look at the lineups. This is a huge game. St Kilda first up went down, as we've already heard, to the Gold Coast Suns by 13 points. Very, very disappointing. Fisher back into the side, Schneider and also Montagna. Three very, very important senior players. Dempster also there on the interchange bench. As we know, Croft tipped them and got it horribly long. They want to bounce back, but they play Richmond. Beat the Blues last Thursday by 5 points, and by hell, it got a little bit hairy there at one stage. Carlton Footy Club came rattling home, and the margin, 5 points, very short. Vickery with 3, Delidio with 3, and Cochin in the middle. Unbelievable. This is going to be a massive game, William, and the Tigers' record against St Kilda not great in recent years.
No, but I like the selections for the Saints there. Some experience back in. You can't buy experience, Sam, can you? And Montagna, Snyder, Dempster and Fisher. They need those two boys back in the back line, let me tell you. Having said all that, I think the Tigers can continue on and finish one.
All right.
Yeah, no, I reckon Tigers might be too strong this week. I reckon Jack Rewalt might kick a bag, so Tigers for me.
Yeah, I'm going with the boys here, picking the Tigers. The Tigers actually haven't beaten the Saints since round 2000 at the MCG, so it's 13 years, fair whack there. So jumping on board, the Tigers are going to break that.
I noticed Carlton tried to buy some experience with this man by offering him $1.5 million a year to play football. That's buying experience.
But they didn't buy it, did they?
You can buy it,
You
is what
can't.
I'm saying, you fool.
Go down to the supermarket and ask for some experience. Go on. See what happens.
Yeah, you actually thought about getting that word out, Bill, didn't you?
Yeah.
You paused a little before you said experience.
I noticed you
Ambulance.
didn't put the certainty card up. Just a line ball, is it?
Oh, with St Kilda ends, I'm happy with them.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy with it, and I'm going for the Saints.
Oh, Big Ivan Maric due to play game number 100, so well done to Big Ivan. Which is great. No, I like what I saw from Richmond, and I think they'll win and win pretty comfortably.
Oh, another big game, Gazza, is this one here.
Yeah.
The Brisbane Lions and Adelaide,
Ooh.
both big losers from round one. Of course, the Lions lost to the Bulldogs by 68 points. They've made a couple of changes. Reigns, Leuenberger, very important, that man to that side. And Leicester come in, Maguire out. Cornelius, who's been all right. And Billy Longer has a spell. And they take on the Adelaide Crows, who again were disappointing. Dyson's Mob cleaned them up about 3 weeks ago in round one by 35 points. Callahan and Brad Crouch.
Yeah,
Now, he's a good
player.
player, him. They all like him. And out goes John Cock. Bit stiff there. I thought he'd been okay. And
Come on, Bill.
I knew he'd
did you know? Did you?
It's so obvious, it's pathetic, Bill.
love it.
Go
like that,
ahead,
Bill.
well done.
Brad Crouch, a very good player. Do you know much about him? Probably not, Dice, but he's a good player.
I don't know a lot about Crouchy, but I've heard he had a good one last week in the for the sample. So we'll see how he goes this week. Yeah.
What about you? Played the Crows, obviously. I mean, they had such a great year last year. Weren't that far off a grand final, in actual fact, but they just a bit flat. Got them at a good time.
Well, it's hard to say. I guess they come out of the blocks pretty hard. They kicked the first three. We were sort of on the back foot in the first quarter and managed to peg them back. So I think a big part of that game was our pressure around the ball and our tackling, and that's what they lack. So coming into this week, I reckon they'll be pretty disappointed with that loss, and I think they'll lift their game. Dangerfield he'll look to have a big one, and I think they'll get on top.
Yeah.
All right, Trav.
Yeah, I'm going with the Crows. I reckon they're going to come back ready to go, and I like big Tex Walker up forward, man. I hope he just rips it apart and kicks a few snags. It'd be nice.
Speaking of which,
Tex Walker. The man who's been kickless so far.
Yes,
No,
no,
honestly.
He's not kickless.
No, but you told me this man, is this the man we're talking about?
Yeah,
You told me that this man here was something to behold.
He's
The
going
Texan.
to be.
I
There
tuned
he
in to watch the Texas Lone...
He's a
What was
star.
that?
that was what he sent you last week.
Yeah.
What did you send me?
He sent you that vision. Well, that's the
That's the
Texan.
Texan.
And then if we roll to the next bit, that's what he sent in. He said that was his impersonation of you.
I didn't see that.
Hey, don't you worry.
Did he send that in?
Did.
He's starting to be smart, is
He's
he?
getting a bit anxious.
Tex, this I say, listen to this. Mate, I'm in the luxurious position where I don't have to get a kick. Why don't, this means war, mate, why don't you... Tex, I'm telling you what. You do something, my man. Get a kick, that's all we're asking you to do, and I'll stop all this crap. You can put bags over your head, you can put cellophane, you can make yourself look like an Indian rubber man, whatever. Do something, man. Come on.
Really, just.
Hey.
I don't pick the Texan.
No.
He can go.
He's not here, is he?
No, he's not.
Well, he's a state away, isn't he?
He is.
Well, I can pick him if he's a state away.
He's coming in, though.
Wants a
He's-
piece of
he's-
you.
He will be coming in.
No,
at some stage.
Tex, come on. You
He's
said...
played one game. He kicked a couple, didn't he, against Essendon?
Three, didn't he? He got
didn't
three.
get a lot of supply.
Kicked the first goal of the year.
He
Kicked
did.
6 in a final last year.
Last year, Jim. Oh.
Well, on the biggest stage.
Next you'll tell me you had a great school record.
Hey, Gary, this game, your tip?
I'm tipping the Adelaide Crows.
All right, now, very quickly, I just got a message through. We all have our phones here on the panel, Gary, and I received a text message from teammate of Trav's, who will go unnamed, Luke Ball. And he says, ask Trav if it's true that he is single for the first time in 8 years.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, your information is correct. A little bit of a departure in the off-season. And yeah, it's ended on good terms, but that's about it. And so just brought myself a new dog to keep myself occupied. And his name's Bruce. His name's Bruce. Bruce. Little French bulldog. He's only around this big. He's only 12 weeks old at the moment.
Trav, please. You bought the new dog for what purposes?
Keep me company at home. Someone to talk to.
Dog's
someone
called
to play
Bruce.
Bruce the bulldog.
Are we talking about Trav split up with someone?
He's after 8
8 year partner.
That's a personal thing.
Well, he
I
brought
was
it up.
asked by one of the
Did you mind
players.
chatting about it? Are you devastated? How did it end?
I think that's
Why did it end?
maybe give her a call, Sam. You can have a chat.
I wouldn't suggest that. Trev.
No, it ended on good terms. We're still talking.
There's always acrimony when there's a split. It doesn't matter how you do it,
Listen
mate.
to
I
this.
can tell from experience. If you say, I think we're going to wind this up, Dal, and she says, oh, yeah. You say, yeah, look, I'm sorry. I'm moving on. So, yeah, you'll be great in the big, wide, wonderful world. Is that how? I mean, there's always acrimony.
Yeah, it happened exactly like that, actually.
Hey, we need to get to a break, but that's an exclusive.
Kate Turner, I bet your dice is still with Kate Turner.
Yep, no, we're still together.
All right, we're going to take a break, Sam's mailbag next on the Footy. Welcome back to the Footy Show. Thanks to Nissan Navara, of course, Home Timber and Hardware and sportsbet.com.au. And while I'm on Home Timber and Hardware, Gary, they have just won the Hardware Store of the Year, if you don't mind.
No surprise, Jim.
No surprise. So, well done to
Go
Home-
where the tradies go, Jim.
That's exactly it,
Yeah.
Bill. That's
It's
exactly
the
it.
hardware store of the year they're going with now, Bill.
Because they've just won Hardware Store of the Year, Bill.
Well,
so-
I'd go with that.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing. Damien Barrett not far away. He is loaded up with all the big news stories, but it is time on the Footy Show for Sam's mailbag.
Does that mean you got the most tools and everything if you win
That's
the,
it. Means
or
if
the
you
best
want-
present? I was in Home Timber and Hardware in Brighton.
With your voucher.
I wasn't going to say that, but I went in there and
What'd you buy?
I procured some spanners and some chisels and stuff like
What are you
that.
going to do with the spanners and chisels?
I don't know, I just thought they looked nice in my tool shed. Just incident-
Exactly. You live in a bloody
You live in an
penthouse.
apartment.
Why the hell do you need a tool shed?
I know, that's what I thought when I walked out with it. I said, what do I want all this shit
Hey,
for?
they're good spanners, eh?
Fantastic.
Extraordinary spanners. Now, Gary, just before we start this,
Yes.
did I see either on free-to-air television or pay-to-watch ads TV or press or radio, did I see or hear someone told me you said that Mark Neal's position was in jeopardy? Is that right?
That was reported, yes.
That was reported?
Yes.
Was it reported correctly?
What would you think? Do you think I'd say that?
Well, it was reported. It's in the
Well,
press
it must
because
be
they're
right then.
extraordinarily
that's-
candid.
That was an erroneous report.
So his position's not in jeopardy, not from you anyhow.
Well, not yet. Not got nothing to do with me, but no.
Would you have appointed him?
No, he's fine. He is fine.
He's been fined?
No, we'll talk about Melbourne and this and coming
We
up.
will too. I've got something to say. Now, this is from Chloe of Adelaide. G'day. Last week you showed vision of you racing, and I used the word loosely, good on you, Chloe, against Matthew Lloyd. This is me.
Oh, have a look at it. Usain Bolt, I've never seen a man laugh harder than when he saw that vision.
No, it was nice. You wore gloves
Usain
and
Bolt?
you had a nice knee lift.
And he watches Bill.
What about Safa Powell?
He was too.
You idiot.
Shut up, Bill. Keep
Oh,
going.
no, I like your other
Usain
stuff.
Bolt.
I like
As soon as I saw it, says Chloe, this clip from Harry Potter came to mind.
Yes. Beautiful. Now, you would have got away with that, Bill, if you'd shut up. We thought that wasn't bad, but we also found some vision of these two, well, you and another man, in a match race that we thought was equally humorous. Let's have a look at how this one goes.
there's
What's
a
the man
force.
in the blue? Yes, the fossil. Top of the screen, the fossil gets off to a flyer. He's got a length and a half to 2 lengths.
Go Fox.
But oh no!
Go the Fox.
The gorilla jumps on
Give
his
me a
back.
Fox.
And the bloke in front gets the fossil digs deep. Oh, just what he can't finish it. no.
Yeah, he won by swinging plums.
Bit of Bob Hawke now.
This is from Serge of Millgrove. Serge. Sam, I'm sure you noticed how many teams have done a job on their game plan over the summer. Who looks like they have done the most work done? Serge, God, I would have been paying attention over the summer to see who's been doing the most work on their game. And I have the same question about these two. Who's had them? Now,
Who's had the most work done for us?
Oh, no.
Well, have a look at your melon.
Beautiful Kylie Minogue.
How big's your head?
Well, Bill,
It's a very, very soft.
we say this all the time because this is the size of his head. He's got a huge pill. And every photo that ever gets taken of you looks like that.
Where were you?
Hey?
Your head is enormous.
Yes.
Where were you with Kylie?
Oh, no, I can't mention exclusive place, golf place. I can't mention where it was.
How was she?
What?
How was she?
She is a world star, that woman. She is fantastic. And she is a small person to start with, but...
You'd seen a bit of sun, by the way?
Yeah, I was out playing golf in extreme heat, Jim.
Were you?
I'd just come in for some refreshment and a light pilsner.
Just had a,
Had a glow on, Gary. I'm sorry I was out doing some exercise.
Have a look at it.
had a little bit of filler in there or something for us.
That could light the MCG, your mush there.
Actually, we're melting.
That is factor 30 sunscreen, you moron. What did you? All you do is
Very smooth, that was all. Just finished the series, that's it.
Kylie.
Yes, Kylie.
Anyhow, I know I look big, but it's because I had my head in front of hers. And
that's it?
I mean, I could demonstrate that. I could get someone up here and take a photograph. And if you've got your head just marginally ahead of the subject matter,
I think you got a big pill. Don't be embarrassed about it.
Just a man with a large head.
you just hadn't done nothing. All you do is giggle.
Well, you make me laugh for us.
And she is a star.
She is.
And I was delighted. I could have brought a couple of others in too, but I haven't had clearance to do those.
Listen.
No, she's a star. Kylie.
What else you got in your bag?
I know they're all.
Oh, no.
Julian of Eagle. Julian. I've written into you every year for 8 years, and not once have you replied. Oh. So I made this wall. Oh, this is Julian. This is humour. You've got to see this. So I made this wall plaque on the weekend that I thought might get your attention.
No. That subtle fuss.
How clever is that, Gary?
I'll screw you for us.
Yeah, well done. You got it. While I've got your attention, he thinks that'll get my attention. Is Big Fat Bill?
Yes.
He's
That's it.
all right.
Does it say that, does it?
That's what it says here.
It says what it says here.
Don't say that, Bill.
Is Big Fat Bill really running for Prime Minister? If so, how successful do you reckon he'd be?
You're not
Well,
gonna show this.
about as successful as this bloke, Julian.
Very nice, you want to be involved in Sam's Mailbag. This is the address, GBO Box 9, Melbourne, Victoria 3001, or sams.mailbag@9.com.au, or via thefootyshow.com.au. Next game, Port Adelaide take on the GWS Giants. How good were Port Adelaide? They smashed Melbourne by 78 points. They were unbelievable. Schultz kicked 4, Stewart 3. Momfries in his first game got 3. They made a change. Alipati Carlisle comes in. Moore goes out. Ollie Wines is a star in his first game. They play the GWS Giants, who also were pretty good. Against the Swans, went down by 30 points. John O'Patton kicked 3 goals. Sumner got 2. They also have a change. Palmer comes in. Adams goes out. So the Giants are on track. They are going to get better and better, Trav. They play Port Adelaide over at Amy Stadium.
I'm actually going for the Giants. I actually going for a bit of an upset. They were very impressive last week in the first half against the Swans, so I'm going for them. Obviously, we've got big Jonathan Patton up forward, so I'm looking forward to seeing his improvement this year.
All right, big upset there. What about you, Dice?
Yeah, well, even though, boys, the Power are the only side that haven't beaten GWS yet.
Is that right?
But I still reckon Port Adelaide will get on top, so...
I'm amazed that a certainty card hasn't been produced.
Actually, I was going to go for another.
Here he goes.
I was going to go for another side, but Port Adelaide, I love their structure, Gaz. They're running beautifully. They move the ball well. They run. They tackle. And Ollie Wines, he's going to get better as he matures.
Oh,
So stand by. He is a star, and this is my certainty.
Please. Come on, Bill.
Go on with a sniffy, John.
And maturing wines.
You got it. This is my certainty. Port Adelaide at home, they'll smash it.
Force.
Tell you what, it's a young GWS side. Port Adelaide, the second youngest side in the comp. They're the side they put out on the weekend, so they are young sides. Forsell?
Extremely well researched, Dyson. Only side that's never beaten...
Greater West Sydney.
Are they? Yeah. No, well, I think Port Adelaide under Cocky. He's the president.
Oh, yeah,
Koshy.
Yeah. Well done to Ken Hinkley. Hey, this is also the John McCarthy tribute match, of course. A young Port Adelaide player and former Collingwood player who tragically lost his life in the off-season. There'll be pre-match tributes at the game. The McCarthy family, the Victorian-based family, are going to attend as well. And there'll be a minute's silence observed by all the players. We wish the family well on the weekend. I think Port Adelaide will get the result in what will be a very entertaining game. We're going to take a break on the Footy Show. Damien Barrett with all the news coming up.
James Bogues, team of the week here in the audience. We have the Old Carey Footy Club. There we are, the fullback there in picture now. And again this year, thanks to James Bogues' draft, donating $1,000 to each of our panellist original club. Dyson Heppel, original club was?
Was Langatha, the Mighty Parrots.
The Parrots.
Yep.
$1,000. And Trav?
The Park Orchard Sharks.
The Park Orchards
Sharks.
Sharks.
Yep.
Good, $1,000 each there. That's nice, isn't it?
Bloody beautiful.
Well done. Righto, now this week we've gone with Almost Footy Legends, famous names over the years, and have a look at some of these stars of our game now, a few years ago. Paul Chapman, have a look at this hanger here. Almost Footy Legends, famous names. Chappy for the Cats reserves. Oh! Chap! Have a look at Chap. Is that Cameron Ling there? Hey, look at Chappy. That is an absolute hanger.
Good shoot. Lovely. Next one here, we've got Heath Shaw taking a big hang for Williamstown in the turns.
Oh!
There you go.
Have a look at that.
Bang.
That is a grab. Shannon Burns, old shagger, now at Melbourne, was with the Cats. Just couldn't pick it up and had trouble staying on his feet. And hits the goalpost. He'll be right.
Here's a young Russell Robertson.
Oh.
Big hang, playing down for Tassie when he was younger.
Speaking of Tassie, Jack Revolt, have a look at this one. He could take a mark. Look at this grab from Jack. Oh, good. He would have loved that. He sent that in himself. Don't worry about that. He did.
Here we go. Have a look at Paddy McGinnity here. Gets a nice handball receive. Decides to have a few bounces down the wing. Here he goes, looking sharp.
Oh.
He's actually going the wrong way, Bill.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, Pat. That's why no one's tackled him.
Where are you going,
Look
son?
at this bloke.
Oh. There you go.
You idiot, Pat. Oh, and he's Trent Crowe. Have a look at Trent Crowe taking a mark. This is the year before he got drafted by the Hawks. That is a hang. Oh, that was good. Some good marks there. Very nice. And all you have to do is send in your entries, some of the best prizes in the business, and send them in because we do have some great prizes, some of them here. Here we go here. We've got all the footies, the team gear, the footies and the posters and the beers, whatever the fruffies, whatever you want, thanks to James Bogues. They're all there. Fantastic. And where do you, and our good friends at Deep Heat too. Sending up. Look at that. There's some good acting there, Dyson. There's some very good acting. Look at the big fella out in front. Deep Heat, the stuff of legends there. Our very good sponsors, Deep Heat. Gaz, they give us plenty too.
You're involved as well, Bill. These are the best prizes in football we're talking about. So 40 grand cash to the winner, 20 grand to the runner-up. Make sure you get your video camera, your phone, your iPhone. We don't care what it is, but local footy kicks off. Send your entries in. Almost Footy Legends, Ziggo.com, Melbourne, Victoria 3001. Go to foodyshow.com.au or upload a video. Local footy kicks off this weekend. Junior footy kicks off very shortly. Get your mobile phone and your video camera.
Bill.
And hopefully the audio will kick in next week.
What about
Bill?
being prepared for a live read, Bill? You can't just make it up as you go along.
No, mate, they're our great sponsors.
Exactly.
And they know what they're giving us. But DP have been great.
They have. Don't worry about
Love
that.
DP.
Home
Timber and
Nissan
and
Sportsbet.
Sportsbet.
We love them all, so get your entries in. It is the best prize
roast.
in footy.
Ripper roast.
Not Ripper roast. Hey,
They're good for me.
shut up, Bill. A bit of news kicking around, of course, and when there's news kicking around, no one's across it like our man, the best newsbreaker in the business. Please welcome Damien Barrett. Nice to see you here. The hair looking good too as well, Damo. Now, Buddy Franklin, the biggest name in the game. The longer he stays uncontracted or recontracted with the Hawthorn Footy Club, the longer the discussion. A little twist.
Yeah, there is, guys, and that twist is that he and his coach, Alistair Clarkson, had a meeting late last year in, of all places, Las Vegas. Speak to some people at Hawthorn about that meeting, and it was a gathering, a simple one between a coach and his player, but speak to other people connected to Buddy Franklin, and there is it's fair to say, a fair degree of angst was to emerge and arose out of that particular meeting. What is fact is that not long after Franklin returned to Australia, after his trip to the States, talks on his contract totally broke down, and that was at the instigation of Buddy Franklin himself. As we said, Buddy Franklin just spent a fair bit of time in the States after last season, New York, Las Vegas and LA. He was in Las Vegas at the same time as Alistair Clarkson, and Clarkson sought to have the meeting with him. I spoke to Franklin today about that meeting. He was in a good mood, didn't want to speak about the meeting or any other matter, referred it all to Liam Pickering. Pickering manages both Clarkson and Franklin. He stressed that they do have a good, strong working relationship, but that the meeting had nothing to do with the breakdown in talks. But as we said, a lot of people connected to Buddy Franklin believe that was a key reason, the key reason that talks have since broken down.
It's unusual, it must be said, to have a meeting in Las Vegas, but where is it at in terms of Hawthorn and his contract? I mean, have they made an offer, is that right, or are they prepared to go even higher? Are we talking $1 million a year?
Yeah, it'll be $1 million a year at least from Hawthorn when they finally get it down.
Will they be able to get there?
They'll be able to get there. I'm convinced they're going to be able to get there. They're going to have to get there and have to get beyond that for have any chance at all of keeping him. But they simply do not know where this situation arises. Having said that, they don't believe he's going to go. And most people still believe he's going to stay. In fact, that is the overriding view. But clearly, there's a problem there, and it was at Franklin's instigation, as we said, as a result of this meeting largely, that the talks have broken down.
I just want to ask Trav, you were going through this last year, Trav. You put off the contract negotiation. We're going to talk about that a little later when we get to the Collingwood and Carlton game, but what would your advice be for Buddy Franklin right now? There's only a game into what's going to be a long season. The speculation continues. Everyone wants to talk about it. What would your advice be?
He's got to do what suits him best. He's obviously come out now and said he doesn't want to discuss it till later in the year. That's great. Let's actually give him some respect and actually stand by that for once. We're in the media, it gets blown out of proportion, as it did last year with myself. And obviously, Buddy's got a massive decision to make. It's obviously his life and his career. At the same time, it's a massive decision that a lot of AFL clubs are obviously interested in Buddy. I'll tell you, we'd love to have him over at Pyland for sure. And just do what's best for him. Obviously, it's going to take some time. But
what about in hindsight for yourself? In hindsight, would you have played it out as you did last year?
I would have liked to have stayed out of the media a little bit more than what it did, but that's what happened. Hindsight's a great thing. But no, I'm glad and very happy where I'm at. Obviously, we got what we wanted, and we're sitting here playing some good footy at the moment.
Were you always going to stay?
Yeah, my intention from the start, and I said to Bucks at the start, is, mate, I want to play here. I want to be a one-club player.
So why didn't you sign?
There was obviously a lot of stuff to get from point A to point B, and that was the thing. It just took some time, a bit of process, and we eventually got there.
A couple more questions for Trav on this when we get to Collingwood and Carlton,
All
as we
right,
said, Bill. Geelong, a young star, not sure about his future?
Yeah, Nathan Vardy, Gaz, he's about to resume his AFL career. As we know, he's played 11 games only because of a very, very serious hip injury, and a groin injury related to that serious hip complaint is what has annoyed him over the course of the pre-season. Very close to resuming. Spoke to him today, and it's only in speaking to him that you actually get a real appreciation for what he's been through and the fear and the unknown that lies ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm always going to have little problems. Like, the surgeon said, like, if I get back, I could play 10 games, I could play 200 games. Like, there's no, I'm never going to be out of the woods with it. So, and by the end of my career, I'm definitely going to need a hip replacement. So, it's the risk I'm going to have to take, and hopefully, I can string some games together and then get confidence back in my body. Well, I haven't played any footy yet this year, so obviously I'm going to have to get some game time under my belt. And the injury happened probably 2 weeks before NAB Cup, so I got most of the pre-season under my belt as well. So yeah, probably 1 or 2 games in the VFL to get the match fitness in, and then providing I'm playing well enough to get into the side, I'll hopefully push for selection.
It's Nathan Vardy, unbelievable talent, Bill. They love him down there. What's the feeling?
Oh, look, there is some concern, no doubt about that, because he could be anything, you know. But the problem is he gets a bit sore, and the club just they really worry about it, and they put him away, wrap him in cotton wool. So I don't know what they do. Do they try and, you know, make him play and see how he goes? Or do you just keep him wrapped in cotton wool and
We'll
hopefully
find
he
out,
comes
I reckon, at some stage.
Now, no one who watched Melbourne play Port Adelaide, Damo, could fail to be impressed with Jack Viney. An unbelievable debut from this young man. There's so much talk about him. You spoke to Mark Neild on this subject.
Yeah, it was a small glimpse of the future and a positive glimpse of the future amid the carnage of last week and the last few years. As you said, JB, Mark Neild was happy to speak yesterday about the impact that Jack Viney had after the game. He'd already spoken to the players, Mark Neild himself, and then Jack Grimes, Nathan Jones and Mitch Clark had also addressed the players. But on his own instigation, Viney got up and spoke to the players, and Mark Neild just said it was just him wanting to give a young player's perspective, that they weren't necessarily tarnished by the past, and that he was committing himself to his future at Melbourne, as were the other young players, including Jimmy Toumpas, who he referred to, and just said that he was determined not to let what had happened in that game and what happened in the past shape his own future at the club. So just a small insight into what we're dealing with, Gaz, and I know you know him better than anyone on this panel.
No, he's a fine young man, so plenty more of them would be much appreciated at Melbourne. What about down at Catland in terms of the CEO? Brian Cook, gone away for a while?
Yeah, he's taken off for his study in the United States, and in his place temporarily is the first woman to ever fill the role of a CEO at a footy club. It's her name is Rosie King. She has a background in human resources. She's fully and 100% respected by everyone who knows her, and everyone at Geelong is rapt that she's got the role. And as you're about to see, she doesn't see herself in any way a trailblazer.
The best thing that I could do is really just be there to support the rest of the guys who are doing their jobs. And so, as I mentioned, we've got a number of projects underway, the stadium, the light tower, the super screen and the reconciliation action plan that's being rolled out by the community department. And so all of those things are just business as usual.
I think that's absolutely brilliant. And good luck to Rosie. Well, not that she needs it. It's a fine organisation anyway, but it's a great thing. Yes, please.
Now you just, this is not like you. You said...
This is not like me.
This is Hawthorn. You said they are convinced Buddy Franklin will stay. And then you said that Buddy Franklin called off, at his instigation, negotiations. And then you said Hawthorn will offer him $1 million, but there's others who will offer him far more. I would say it'd be very doubtful that he'll stay if you add all those things up. You said, why are they convinced he'll stay?
The Perth, again, these people who know Buddy far better than we do, say the Perth angle is not as appealing as it may well
What about
be.
You can go anywhere up north?
Yeah, the Greater Western Sydney offer will come. But
What?
The Greater Western Sydney offer will come.
Yes, it'll come, and well over $1 million.
I think he's doing maybe what Travis did last year, and that was maybe just hanging out
Fishing.
for a better deal at Hawthorn.
Why did he call the negotiation girl?
He won't not explain that to me. It all talks through Liam Pickering.
Well, there'll be lots of discussion on that over the course of the year. Damo, thank you very much. Thank Damien Barrett, please. All right, let's get stuck into the next game. It involves Dyson Heppel's mob Essendon off to a flyer, taking on the D's. Let's have a look at these two lineups. Essendon just sensational a couple of weeks ago. And there's our man just slotting his way into this side beautifully. But Dempsey, the Supercoach superstar there. And Hocking, a very, very good performer again in a lockdown role. And he'll have one of those, you'd imagine, maybe even on the first gamer for Melbourne. Jack Viney right in the guts. And let's hope they can bounce back. Trengo back in the side. The skipper will be a big in for the Demons. Davey as well, Bill, but they've got some work to do.
Oh, they do, no doubt about that. Essendon, it's a long time ago they played, but they're really, really impressive there. No change, and a lot of changes there for Melbourne. And look, you couldn't see them winning. Essendon for me, Dice.
Beautiful.
Dice,
Yep,
so I mentioned we got last four in a row. Melbourne have beaten Essendon. We need to get onto membership with the Bombers, please.
Yes, well, it'd be great to see as many members sign up as we can. So No, it'd be great for our fans to stick with us and get on board the Bombers. So we're heading up in the future.
Membership essendonfc.com.au. I think you're about 3,000 or 4,000 up on this time last year, which is a great thing from all the members.
Your captain, just quickly, Joe Watson. His performance 2 weeks ago now is extraordinary. He just gets better.
Yeah, for sure. No, Joe's flying. Had a ripping pre-season and has just continued on from his form from last year. So going well.
Trav.
Yeah, I'm going with the Essendon. Can't go past them. They played some fantastic footy 2 weeks ago now, which is great for them. But there's a lot of development happening, obviously, at Melbourne at the moment. There's a lot of pluses coming, but I think it's going to take some weeks for them to get going. So Essendon's one.
Right, we can probably pass over the next bloke.
Not at all.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, some of the chaps and I down at the club have been discussing the plight of the Demons. And it's a bit like when we're in Borneo in the 40s or chasing the Raj, the Indians, out of India in the late 30s.
Don't laugh at him or encourage him.
We're starting a bounce-back scheme. Bouncing back. You know, when the recession hits, you bounce back. That's what we're going to do. The little woman's doing it tough. We've had to cancel the servants. We've had takeaway food for 6 months. Do you know?
Look at him.
Do you know how hard it is to order takeaway food? You've got to wait till that little Indian chappie on the end of the phone at Yummy Tummy delivers the food round. We are going to start a bounce back campaign at Demonland.
So who are you tipping?
Pardon?
Who are you tipping?
I'll tell you who I'm tipping. And we have discussed this down at the club.
Oh, you're not.
This is my certainty. When we were playing rugger and British Bulldog at Eton, we said, go hard or go home. And I'm going certainly to tip Melbourne, and you listen to what I say.
I like it. I like it.
What?
I like it.
What about you?
I've
tipped twice your side and you've backed down twice.
They've beaten the Bombers 3 times. I think you said 4.
You going for them? You with me?
No, I'm tipping the Bombers. I hope I'm wrong, Bill.
Planted a couple of witches' brooms on his head.
There is
Bill?
a bit of a problem down the Ds. Now, I want you to have a look at this, please. Roll the video.
The elevation in the work ethic in our pre-season training, both from a physical point of view and the way they've attacked their actual football training, is at a really high level now.
The execution within all throughout pre-season was what we were after. Our pre-season form we were really happy with. Our training over the pre-season was the main thing that we saw the consistency in, and we thought we really took it to a new level with the competitiveness and urgency at training.
We're very confident. You know, there's a great deal of excitement. We're really bullish and excited.
Now, fair dinkum. Gaz, can I give you, and you tell the boys down there at Melbourne, I'll let you in a little secret. Yes. You don't get 4 points for pre-season training, idiots! Christ, they've had a great pre-season, they've trained well.
No, Gary.
Gary, that is not right.
I wish you should have shown me that before I went to surgery. That is absolute. That's kid stuff.
Well, that was probably asked.
Well, we trained well.
It was asked during training, was it?
No,
whether we trained well.
We trained well, and pre-season was
great.
We're
all up and buoyant and had a great Christmas.
It's your fault. You were down there saying, "Oh, gee, they're training well."
Yeah. I did not say that.
Oh, circle work and never dropped a ball.
Yes.
The wind sprints at the end of training were fantastic.
Listen, it's only 1 game old.
It is, and I'm going.
Albeit not a
But
great,
Gary, you were on
great
Triple M football. You were. No, you never said that the coach's job was in jeopardy, but you were.
Fair dinkum.
No, you didn't say that. No, you didn't say that. But you were scathing on what you saw.
And I would not take any of it back.
No, gutless, you said.
I didn't say gutless.
You said timid, didn't go in hard for the ball, reached, were hesitant.
Well, all that I
querulous
would
about
defy
whether.
anyone to argue with, given what we saw unfold last week. So it's no good. I work in the media, Sam. You've got to call it as you see it, whether you love your side or not. And they were extraordinarily poor. No 2 ways about it. They know it. I reckon the message has got through. And as we always say...
Spiritless, you said.
They had no spirit. I don't resolve from any of that. All those things are absolutely true. And we always say when teams are really bad, not just Melbourne, and Brisbane were horrible on the weekend as well, we like to see what happens the following week.
Yeah.
Don't we?
We want to see they trained well, apparently, again.
Gary.
Best trained side in the comp.
We sit back now and watch against an Essendon side who have been through a tough pre-season, had very good form against Adelaide, and see what happens on Saturday night. They would need to show more for the Melbourne supporters.
All right, we need to, just before you get to the break, Gary, you can access...
Do you think the vitamins will hold up this week? No,
Very
seriously.
funny.
What?
Yeah, good.
Very funny.
No, mate, I'm a great supporter. Hey, I'm being a great supporter of yours.
Well, don't buy into any of that, Dice. Now, we need very quickly, before you get to the break, Gary, to encourage everyone on... you can tweet the Footy Show or you can send us a message through on Facebook. Here's how you do it. What act of courage or bravery should these men who fail in their certainty do in studio next week? That's how you do it. So we might read a couple of these out before the end of the show.
Given that Sam's just tipped a massive
he has, likely
$6.70 outside.
Might be Sam. If it is, what should they do? A random act of bravery in studio if their certainty fails.
When I lose, Gary, I'll be happy to do what is required. I haven't lost yet.
I know you haven't.
Well, don't be so smug.
I'm not being smug.
Yes,
I hope you...
You're hoping your side gets
I'm hoping my side wins and you don't have to do anything at all. I'd love GWS to beat Port Adelaide and see Bill do something. We're going to take a break. After the break, the biggest and most anticipated game, I think, of the year, Mick Malthouse against Nathan Buckley, Carlton against Collingwood, 90,000 plus. We're going to put Travis Cloak under the bridge.
Still to come on the Footy Show, the boss gets Footscray flavoured in Street Talk.
No big, get the ball first, kick one, goal.
Can you guess this blue in disguise? He'll be the latest recipient of the Footy Show's greatest honour. Croft takes the highway to the danger zone and he doesn't really like it. But next, we talk up the big grudge match between the Blues and the Pies.
Collingwood appears to have won the battle for football's hottest coaching prospect, Nathan Buckley.
A dream coaching ticket of Mick Malthouse and Nathan Buckley.
Collingwood Dream Team has officially become a reality.
We are delighted, obviously, to have Nathan Buckley come back to our club to work alongside Michael Malthouse.
I'm just so much looking forward to the future, not only just as a coach, but as a mentor.
We know each other intimately and we know that this can work.
If it manifests itself into a Premiership Cup, then that will be my dream.
So Collingwood win by their greatest ever margin in a grand final.
The deal is in place. Everyone's happy. It's working beautifully.
Can I be of use? Well, at the moment I'm not of use. I will be bailing out myself.
Well, Mick's contracted, mate.
I don't want to be around twiddling my thumbs.
Mick has got a contract. He has always said he's a man of his word. I'm a man of my word. Nothing changes. Will you be at Collingwood next year?
I want to be at Collingwood next year.
And as the grand final nears, so does the Malthouse-Buckley baton change.
There it is! The Cats prove themselves as one of the greatest teams of the modern era.
Mick Malthouse just wandered onto the turf for the...
Friend of Collingwood today.
I understand it's going to keep coming, and it's unfortunate for all of us.
What would be a good club for Mick Malthouse to come back to? Carlton would be a club that would have all the infrastructure.
Never say never.
The speculation that Mick...
Welcome back to the Footy Show. It has been the most intriguing of soap operas between Carlton and Collingwood, Mick Malthouse and Nathan Buckley, some of the biggest names in AFL football involved in this. And before we go to the team, we had Mick Malthouse in here in that interview. You know Eddie really well. Jim, you do, and Bill. This day on Sunday afternoon is going to mean so much to these blokes. We know how proud they are, we know how competitive they are, and to say that there hasn't been some water go under the bridge, I mean, that package put together by our man Two Dogs, I think, was absolutely unbelievable. Summed up the whole drama around this.
Hey, and throw Stephen Kernahan in as well, who they don't get along at all, Carlton and Collingwood, at all. So he will be saying to Mick, you might want to ease your way into the win-loss ratio, but this weekend, let's get it going our way. I mean, I love this rivalry. It's the most intense in Victorian football.
And so much spice has been added to it with the events of the past couple of years. So let's have a look at it. Carlton versus Collingwood at the MCG. And here are Collingwood Footy Club, who had a very nice win against the Kangaroos, 16 points. Big Trav Cloak got the job done, and they've got some ins here. Big Heathy Shaw comes back in. Jim, your man Seed. He's also back in the side. And Ben Kennedy, maybe on the interchange bench to make his debut. They take on the Carlton Footy Club, coached by Mick Malthouse. Flew home against the Tigers, fell short by 5 points. They've also got a few new players. Sam Rowe, who's a great news story, testicular cancer last year. He is into the side. And also Dylan Buckley, the son of Jimmy Buckley. He's a very talented young man in been named on the interchange bench. Lots to talk about. Let's go to you first, Trav. And no question that the Carlton Footy Club would love to have had you in this side for this season and this game. And there was an opportunity that they took last year when you had your contract negotiations put off at the end of the year. Did they approach you with an offer to come to Carlton?
Yeah, there was an offer that came from Carlton. It was something I looked at, but yeah, I'm more than happy where I'm at now. Obviously, it was probably more of a financial reward to go across to Carlton. But yeah, I chose to stay where I am, obviously in a great situation to push towards finals where we are.
So they offered a 5-year deal?
Yes, that's correct.
$1 million a year?
I'm a little fuzzy on the numbers, but in the ballpark.
In the ballpark. And did you actually sit down and meet with the Carlton Footy Club?
No, personally I didn't. Obviously, I've got connections with some of the people at the Carlton Football Club and obviously Mick, but no, personally I did not sit down with anyone involved at the Footy Club, no.
And did you speak to Mick at any stage, post or prior to you eventually signing with the Collingwood Footy Club, which is great news for the Magpie supporters, but have you had contact with Mick?
Yeah, I've spoke to Mick. Obviously, once I made my decision to stay at the Pies, I did give him a call to let him know exactly what I was doing, and he was actually more than happy to hear that I was staying at the Collingwood Football Club, and he was right with that, but at the same time he did say he would have liked us over there. But at the same time I called Sticks as well and let him know, and he was a great football man. He said, great to hear you're actually staying at the Pies, it's good for football, good for the football club. So yeah, as I said, I'm more than happy where I am, and yeah, there was an opportunity to move, but very happy at the Pies.
Well done.
Huh? How much was he? He said the numbers were fuzzy. How much was he?
I think he said fuzzy, but in the ballpark.
Yeah, that's so more obviously.
Yeah, but all around the
ask him.
I did
you
ask
didn't
him.
interview him on a chair with him last year.
No. How close? Did you actually seriously contemplate or not?
No, I didn't. I honestly didn't. Early in the year, as I said, and a lot of people don't believe me, I did say to Bucks and said, mate, I want to be here. That was my full intentions. Obviously, there were offers that came, and you do look at them, yes, but my intentions, my heart was telling me stay here at the Pies and enjoy your career at the Collingwood Football.
Why did you have the meetings if you weren't going?
I didn't have the meetings. I obviously
but Stephen Kernan you had them with.
No, I know Sticks personally. It wasn't not necessarily football related. We actually went the day on the green together and had. We actually enjoyed meatloaf. He was disgusting. His music was very bad, but we enjoyed a couple of glasses of red together. But it wasn't a football-related talk.
And what about this week? What about the build-up to this game? I know everyone's trying to play it down and just another game, but it's not, is it?
No, it's massive. Obviously, there's the Bucks Mick thing, but there's also Carlton beat us twice last year. So we want to go out, we want to smash them, we want to win a game of football. That's what it's all about. Mick and Bucks aren't playing the game of football. They're sitting in the box. They'll do what they can from where they can. But it's up to the 18 people on each team to do what they can, and hopefully we get the win.
And Bill, it's been going on all week. We've seen the coaches separately and then together.
Yes, and a bit more spice this morning at the Peter Mac breakfast. Have a look at this. The coaches came in from either side. A quick shake. And then Mick straight back down there. He wasn't going to say get 8 bucks.
What did you want him to do?
Well, Bucks was going to say get 8 champ. How are you? Mick, watch it again, Gaz.
You could
I can look at this. Quick, get back in my seat. Mate, there's a bit more spice in it. Frosty, icy. Eat loose stuff, Gaz. I'm telling you. There's
I'm with you, Bill.
Yes. Hey, I want to see it again then.
No, mate, you would go and you'd shake hands.
Look, bang.
How do you know they weren't sitting backstage talking for 10 minutes?
No, because they come from either sides.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
You do it for the occasion, for the camera, for the photographic opportunity.
You think it's really a bit icy?
My word, it is.
Yes.
If you would actually grip someone, you'd look them in the eye. There's nothing there at all. That is called begrudging respect.
And it adds a layer, and we love the layers, Gary.
You love the layers.
I do. The rivalries are what makes this game awesome.
Who do you think? You know Mick very well, obviously, as a coach. Who do you think he's going to send to you?
Oh, there's obviously Jamison, probably the number one key for them. So, yeah, he'll come to us. So we've played on each other numerous times. He's towed me up a couple. I've kicked a few on him. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge. And it's going to be a great game of football. Hopefully the sun's out. 90,000 black and white supporters, hopefully.
Guys, your thoughts?
Going to be a ripper, boys. Looking forward to the midfield battle with Swan and Pendles against Murphy and Judd. So I reckon the Pies will get on top, though.
Bill, did you give a tip?
Are you sure? He had the runs last week, poor old Heath. He's okay?
Yeah, he had a bad batch of oysters actually on Friday at Didge's place. The ones that were cross-contaminated with a bit of human faeces. So,
over in Tassie?
Yeah, they got a batch of them somehow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a true story.
Down in Tassie, they got mixed up with a bit of human
feces somehow.
And, mate, there's a lot of people being crook.
Mixed up with what?
A bit of human, Bill reckons.
A bit of human. Poo-poo.
Poo-poo.
It's true, and it's true.
Yeah,
he ran out on the ground.
He suffered really bad. Obviously, it wasn't quite
Wonder
well
he's
on
not
Saturday.
dead. Bill, what are you saying? That there were oysters contaminated with human faeces down in Tasmania.
In Tassie.
And someone ate them.
Yes.
A lot of people
and then they played football.
Hey, I bet you there'll be someone here that would have... Maybe not, but there's people that have... And Heath had them. He was out on the ground, ready, nearly stripped.
Yeah, he was ready to go. He was known to play and everything. We were on the ground doing our warm-up.
Yep.
And he booted off to visit the men's room.
Yeah.
So he's ready to go.
Sam,
he's
your
good now.
thoughts on this game?
Hey, who's going to play on Eddie Betts? I actually...
Well, he's not playing.
He's not playing. He's going to
Next time they play...
Broke his jaw, Dopey. He had a few oysters.
I think it might be a late inclusion.
So anyhow, you're just mentioning the bit players. You're mentioning the bit players. Nathan and Mick. Yeah. You haven't mentioned the man.
Eddie, I mentioned.
Eddie is...
I mentioned Eddie. I asked you about Eddie.
I tell you what, they should keep a camera on Eddie the whole game. His head, if it's close, they'll have a ambulance? Micah?
I don't know.
They'll have something there. Those things that you put on your heart, those
Defibrillator.
He'll explode.
Who's going to win?
Delicious. Trav?
Yeah, just before, Chris Tarrant this weekend's going to do a lap of honour before the game, just so all the black and white supporters can get behind and say thank you very much for the time he put at the football club. He's been a massive plus for our club, and it's a way we just want to show some respect towards Chris.
Who'd you tip? Who diced?
No, who'd you go?
Pies.
Collingwood, yeah.
Sam.
You would just have to tip Collingwood just on the fact. No, I'll tell you what. The thing about Carlton, they were 42 points down in the first. How does that happen when you're pumped? To get your attention, I know only lost by a kick, didn't they?
Yep. They came rattling home.
Thanks. Mate, you can't.
What are you saying?
Well,
mate,
42 points down your first quarter of football. Something would be not going right with them.
Oh, Richmond played very good footy.
Richmond.
Now, probably a bit stiff.
This is Gary, the most
stiff.
They trained well, apparently.
Anticipated game of the season to celebrate. Sportsbet, our great friends.com.au. Have a listen to this for a money back special. If over 90,000 people cram into the MCG to attend the game, sportsbet.com.au will refund your first bet on the match. Refund it. Simple. So if it's jam-packed, you get your money back, which is fantastic from sportsbet.com.au. Great friend of ours, of course, this year. And as you're about to see, sportsbet.com.au have given the Malthouse Buckley issue some thrift shop treatment. And the clip's gone viral. If you haven't caught it yet, search for Malthouse versus Buckley on YouTube. There they are, doing a beautiful job. Sportsbet.com.au, if over 90,000 are in the house, you get your money back.
So what's that mean?
If they get more than 90,000 people at the G to watch this game, your first bet on the game will be refunded.
So if you bet $10,000 on Carlton to beat Collingwood, and it
goes the other way, you get it back.
You get your 10 grand back.
If there's 90,000 plus at the
And
G.
if you win, you get the whatever.
As we understand it, that's right.
So that's what it said.
Hey, sportsbet.com.au, don't screw
Unbelievable.
your face up. Is that what you're doing?
I was screwing my face up.
I couldn't tell.
In amazement.
Couldn't tell, Gary.
Now, I think I'm doing this now. Of course, the baggy blue has become just such a... Not the blues, the baggy blue has become such a tradition here. Bill Brownless, of course, came up with the idea in the summer to record everyone's time on the Footy Show, and I'm going to make this presentation to our two panellists here, their first baggy blues, and then I'm going to hand over to Bill, who's got a very special guest of the past. First of all, to Travis Cloak, who may be playing in a big game on Sunday, but this will be the highlight of his week. Panel number 157, if you don't know. Congratulations. And a young man who's also achieved plenty in his time as a footballer at Essendon, but this also will be the highlight of his life. Panel number 187, Dyson Heppel.
There you go. We're at the peak, guys. Don't leave the peak square. You got to craft it into. You got to turn it down a touch.
Really bend it.
Sharp, boys. That's it.
Okay, so there's our two panellists, but we also like to acknowledge a superstar from yesteryear. Sam's just taking photos for his own.
Don't interrupt our superstar.
Our superstar of yesteryear. I did plenty of panels with this young man, and he made life interesting. Bill, who have you got?
Well, one of the most popular members of the panel. He started in 1998, 40 shows, the 12th most of all panellists, played 178 games for Carlton and Essendon. Glenn Manton, welcome.
Hello, Billy. How are you? Good to see you.
Number 45.
Wow, thank you.
Put that on, Ted. Good on you, mate. You were one of the most popular, and we all love
Doesn't
having
fit,
you.
Billy. It's too small.
All right,
It's okay.
your head's got bigger.
It has.
Tell us about the first show, because it was interesting.
It was.
Very first show.
Well, you and the rest of the crew showed an enormous interest in my penis, and I always thank you for that, Billy. You've always shown an interest behind the scenes, and my penis and I both support you.
Right, Glenn, let's have a look at it and have a listen.
The belly button. Hang on. That's the key. This is an old screw, so. We still going down here? Still. Now let's cut a long story short, Glenn. You got a bolt through the snag, haven't you, mate? Hey? You look.
That's the delicate way of putting it.
You look like a hammerhead shark.
You know what? It's just like putting mag wheels on a Commodore.
And of course, that was called. What was that called again? Prince Albert. How do you know it was a Prince Albert? she said to me while we're going.
We've sat here for a while together.
Another great time, of course, was the lie detector sketch. Have a look at this one.
Billy, are the rumours true that you're still at your playing weight?
Yes, I'm just a bit over, Matthew. I'm a lot over. Actually, I'm a shitload over.
Now, Billy, have you ever looked twice at a sheep? Fair question.
Actually, no, Matthew. No, I haven't. New Zealand once there.
No,
Glenn,
come on,
why would
Billy.
you ask that?
We've shared all sorts of times together, haven't we, really? And that was an obvious question to ask, let's be honest.
Glenn, you got to put the hat on just for a second.
Well, it's very tight,
Well,
Sam.
put
I'm
it
sorry.
over that. There we are.
Well,
We
there
just
you
want to
go.
show-
It's
there
on.
we
It's
are.
on tight.
Beautiful.
Stretching my face back.
Oh, you've been a busy man.
That's it, yeah.
Comedy shows, soccer with South Melbourne, and represent Australia.
In bobsledding. Which is a very natural career progression for anyone, I think you'd agree. No, look, very, very happy to be here tonight. Thank you so much for this. This is something that I'll wear.
Where?
Irregularly. but I will wear it. I might hang that somewhere in the house. Where would you suggest?
I'd straight to the pool room, Glenn.
Pool room to the pool room. Fantastic. But it'll get wet, so I'll probably hang it somewhere where it probably won't be discoloured. So.
Well done, Bill. Well done, Glenn Manton. Big round of applause. Superstar. Well done, Willis. Just very quickly, the Peter Mac Cup. I know, Bill, you mentioned the breakfast for Peter Mac, but the Peter MacCallum Cancer Centre have raised more than $1 million through this game since 1993, which I think is phenomenal. Carlton a 12-8 head-to-head advantage in the Peter Mac Cup contests, but they do great work, and we love to recognise the amazing work they do. Peter MacCallum, fantastic. All right, we're going to get to a break. Shane Crawford and the Jet Fighter when we come back. Stick around.
Let's get him out here. Shane Crawford, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to say, he hasn't been the same since it was on when... was it yesterday? Oh, no. You're still going.
Oh, no.
I didn't say he's got any smarter. Shane, welcome back. It was an horrific thing to watch.
It was.
And you told me it was the worst thing that you'd ever done in your life. Do you stand by that?
Absolutely. I hate flying.
Yep.
and he didn't really ease me into it. He just took straight off into the sky.
When you say he, I'm talking about Ray from Air Combat Australia, who is one of the best, if not the best, fighter pilot in Australia, if not the world. What was going on here? And tell us when you passed out.
Well, I was trying the breathing technique that he taught me, but it didn't really work, and I seriously, I hated it. A minute in, I was asking to go back down and land, and he said, "You're kidding, aren't we? We've just started." So 20 minutes I was up there. I don't even remember that. I actually passed out, and no wonder I did.
Look,
because
that's when you're out.
The amount of loops that I did was... look, I'm upside down there.
But Shane, explain, for those of us who never planned to do that, and I'm certainly one of them, what do you go through? What are G-forces? What do they do to your body?
Well, they do all sorts of things. They make you spew, and it wasn't great because I took my kids down.
Oh, no.
And we drove down to Wangaratta, and we thought this would be good for the kids to see Dad fly around in the plane. Yeah. But because I was so sick and I was knocked out, I wasn't allowed to drive back, so I was stuck in Wangaratta with the kids.
And I'll tell you, I listened to the briefing. Shane wasn't listening. The 6G he pulled. Oh. Shut up, Foss. 6G, which means that his body weight was the equivalent of 450 kilo. Bit more than you,
bit like you, Bill.
Yeah, you better not do it
right. You pass out when the blood rushes from your heart. It goes down to your legs.
That's right. It was having a bit of trouble through the middle area for a while.
Yes.
But then it finally got down to my legs, and yeah, it seriously was the worst experience of my life. The thrill seekers who love all that, go for it. It's a wonderful thing to do, but never ever again. I'd rather be buried alive.
People from aircombat.com.au were outstanding. Ray J, everyone at Wangaratta, if you're looking for a thrill seeker, unlike Shane, aircombat.com.au, they were magnificent.
Well done.
No, mate. What? I can't let this go.
What? And thanks to St Kilda, yeah, I appreciate that.
The thing is that his blood went from into his legs because his leg's only that big, that's why. Gary, that is pathetic.
He wasn't...
No, mate, he took his kids up, made a dick of himself in front of his kids. In a plane going loops. I've done it several times. No, mate, that is pathetic. This is what's wrong with Hawthorn. They just got
Now, Gary, did I have a crack or not?
You were fantastic. You absolutely had a go. And Samuel, I'm going to talk to Ray because he did say that they can do sort of dog fights with another plane.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gary, I'll only do it if they use live ammunition.
We hope they do.
Stay with us, Shane, please, because we've got the next game to do. The West Coast Eagles take on the Hawks. This game at Patterson Stadium. Two teams that need a win, funnily enough, even though they're expected to end up in the top four. They both losers round one, and a big game for the West Coast Eagles at home. They've had a nice break, Bill, a 2-week break, so they'll be ready to go. But Waters in very good form. As you can see, there's some big ins. Butler comes back in. He's a good player. Brennan had a good season last year. And Dalziel, the former Brisbane Lion, also. Let's take a look at the Hawks. Spanger, Simpkin and Hodge. Now, not sure whether Luke Hodge is actually going to play. Mitchell, 141 points there, but lost to the Cats by 7 points. The Hawks, Shane, this is a big day for them.
It's massive. 6-day break, which is going to be a test. I think they can certainly win. I reckon it's a great challenge for them to go over there and win interstate. So I reckon they can win and get the 4 points in a really tough game.
Now, Willis.
I'm going for the Hawks. It's obviously a short turnaround for them, travelling over the other side of the world too. It's got to be massive, but go on the Hawks. Obviously going to be playing good football.
Nice. No, I'm going to have to stick with the home side, boys. I think West Coast will get them.
Still no Brian Lake too. He was supposed to play last week, so he's not playing again. Brad Hill was good, wasn't he, last week? Good to see, ran out a bit of puff. But you've got to go West Coast Eagles over there. And unfortunately, the Hawks will be 2-0.
Well, maybe, but they might win.
Luke Hodge, big ground, first up after playing a little bit for Box Hill. Is he going to play?
Yeah, the coach won't play him unless he's 100% fit. So whether or not the hit-outs got him cherry ripe to go over there and play, I'm not sure, but he'd be fantastic.
Well, why don't you go the certainty, Hawthorn? You can go up in the plane again.
One thing's for certain, I'm not involved in the certainty this week.
Who are you tipping,
I think I deserve to be out of that this week.
You going your certainty? I've tipped my certainty.
No, I'm holding off at the moment.
Well, I'm tempted to tip Hawthorn, but I'm just not going to because he's there.
I'm going to tip West Coast.
I'm tipping West Coast.
Certainly.
I know, because there's been a little bit of off-field drama between the President, Jeff Kennett, and Alistair Clarkson, and Jim alluded to the fact we might have tried...
Well, because someone told me we had
tried
them together.
to get them together to try and sort things out before the show. It's fair to say it didn't go according to plan.
How many times do you want me to say Do you mind this a private conference we're having? What are you doing? Oh, you're sorry. What the hell are you doing? Get the knee out of
I had nothing to do with that. That was that's disrespectful.
What is that?
Too tall to be Clarko.
Oh, no.
We've stooped low, Gary, over the years, but that's about it.
You said to me at the start, tip the fact that Clarko and Jeff Kennett are going to be together. Look
Clarko, totally disrespectful.
Face on him.
Totally disrespectful. Jim said that's what we do.
Oh, no.
Listen, I've never lifted Arthur before. It was like lifting a butterfly wing. There's like tin foil.
We've got to keep moving because we're running past time. This next game we're going to look at is the Sydney Swans and the Gold Coast Suns.
And we're going to have a look at the Swans, Gary.
That was your idea.
I'll take you through the Swans. Big Mumford in the ruck, who was super, especially in the forward line. Josh Kennedy, 147 super coach points. Bird and Everett come in, and what a great side they are. And they're up against the Gold Coast Suns. Gary Ablett. What about Gary Ablett's last quarter for the Gold Coast Suns? 178 super coach points. He had 91 Supercoach points in the last quarter, kicked 3 goals. He's a superstar, but you'd be thinking that they certainly can't beat the Swans.
Very
surely,
quick
Gary.
tips. I'm playing this, by the way. No brainer. What?
If you lose, you go in the plane next week.
I'll fly it if they lose.
Oh, you dumb
Quick tips, Bill.
Sydney at the SCG.
All right.
Yep, Swannies.
Yeah, go on the Swannies too.
You know what? Yep.
I'm the Swans.
Yes, I'm the Swans.
Gary, we haven't got any more vision of Clarko and...
I'm telling you now, in our meeting this morning, Jim said, I've got an idea for Clarko. I said, that is not right.
You are a liar.
Come on, take that off. That's that is... Clarko's a mate of mine. That's we're taking a break. Street Talk up next, office.
Mick Malthouse, Gary Lyon, James Brayshaw, their sides need advice about winning. Who better to get advice from than the number 2 side in the competition?
Yep, they were number 1, and then they dropped the 2.
No, they're number 2 at the minute.
No, but they were
No, they're number, for the sake of the... Number 2 side in the competition. Shut up, sir. Yes.
I was going to be on TV Sam Herman.
Only if you plead with us.
I like Channel 9.
Why do you like us?
I like it Channel 9. Every day I watch Channel 9.
We could be...
Sam Neiman's a hottie. Going to be on TV?
Probably.
I'm going to be on TV again.
Yeah, they beat Brisbane Lions, the NAB Cup premiers. Belted them.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
And you must be excited about the Western Bulldogs, sir.
Yeah, not really.
How far do you think they can go?
Not
the
that
Western...
far.
What?
Not that far.
What are they?
He's a Jack Russell Foxy.
Jack
and
Russell.
That's a Tennerville Terrier.
A Tennerville?
And this one's a...
What's that? What's it in there?
That's a Jack Russell Foxy.
Well, you got it. What is that?
This one.
In there.
That's been shopping.
Give some advice to North Melbourne and poor old Melbourne, Gary Lyon's side. Give
Gary Lyon.
Give
What's
some
he doing?
Find a new team to barrack for.
That's it.
Gary Lyon will be watching this. You know Gary?
Yeah.
He is Melbourne.
Yeah, the guy you always give it to.
No, not.
You always stir him on the footy show, that guy? Is that the one with the beard?
He's the big furry man with all that fuzz.
Yeah, I know the furry man, yeah.
What do you think was wrong with him?
Oh,
What?
just F-bombed at the end.
You look like Mr. Bean.
I do.
Yes.
Yambanga Newman. Yambanga Western Bulldogs. Yambanga Newman. Gana Sina Biba Kala.
Yambanga you man.
Yeah, so we on the footy show, are we?
Yeah, well, I'm on it, and you'll be on it too if you want to be. And the dogs?
Oh, yeah. Oscar, that's Lily.
Oscar and Lily, let's just get it off.
I see you think money is the root of all evil. No. You can replay that word the way you said it, but you need money.
Oh, yeah, he's a great boy. Yeah. Oscar. African-American wigs.
Wigs and hair
pieces,
products, yes. We have blonde hair, European hair,
Look at
Indian
this.
hair.
Look at this
Look
hair.
at this.
Look at that there.
I show you another one here. We have a blonde hair.
It's a real hair. I went to pull it off.
Yeah, I want to know if you're drunk, mate.
Am I drunk?
Or is it just a pretend thing? Is it like...
Tiptoe through the tulips.
Come on, I'm a bit stoned, mate, you know, that's probably why.
You had a couple of
Yeah,
bombs?
yeah.
Yeah.
Get right into it, man.
What do you do? Just to get the day underway? You...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Make it go easy, man.
And then just...
Cruising along.
Through the tulips. Now, what about the Bulldogs? Did the missus did she get that excited? She just let you exercise the option, sir, after they got up?
Well, as a matter of fact, Sammy...
Is that right?
Yeah.
Just straight
we did.
Straight into the old mounting yard and whack.
Yeah, so it was a bit
fantastic.
Slim pickings last year.
I was going to say, you would have been in a drought last year.
No, but...
Second bang would have been the door shutting.
That's correct, mate.
Richmond won?
Yep. You got saved by the bell. To be honest, I was shitting myself.
Thank you, sir.
Leave, football, leave.
What did you hear about our show that you shouldn't watch it?
Sometimes you overacting.
Overacting?
Yes.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, really?
Thank you very much for Channel 9. I like Channel 9. I like Channel 9. See you, Channel 9.
This woman's from Channel 7.
Well done, Sam. Out there at Footscray. And speaking of Footscray, the Western Bulldogs take on Fremantle, both sides having good wins. Oh, and look at this. At the Doggies, no change. They're very happy with the way they went. Of course, Higgins with 3, G and Syracuse with 3. And what a story. Brett Goods down the back pocket at the age of 29 years of age playing his first game. So well done there, 24 touches. Take on Fremantle. Valentine is out suspended. They've brought in Crozier. So he'll play. Good luck to him. But good side, this one. Daniel Pearce was very good. Barlow was good. Clancy Pearce. Fee-Fi-Fum is very good. Very good side, the Dockers, and they'll beat the Western Bulldogs at Etihad.
Yeah, both sides are very impressive round one, but I think Freo will get him.
Yeah, I'm going to join the boys, going with the Dockers. Very inspirational. A couple of weeks ago, their win over the West Coast, so I'm going with them.
Samuel?
Well, why are they so inspirational over there? They beat the same side over there. They've got to come over here. They're no good over here.
Quick tips.
Bulldogs.
Yes, and I think Fremantle will win, although the Western Bulldogs are great. I think the Dockers are going to win, Jim.
Oh, yes. Now, we've left for some unknown reason, Gary, the best to last.
Hey, 'cause there's a massive
so after we come back from the break, we can have a look at the Kangas taking on the Cats in the big game on Sunday. Stick around.
Have been magnificent at a party during the ad breaks. Let's get to the last game. Geelong take on North Melbourne. Don't clap yourselves. This is a very big game. Don't worry about this. Two teams that have got big final hopes. The Cats, of course, defeated Hawthorn by 7 points. Their 6-day break. Selwood was outstanding. Few changes, just squads at the moment. Corey, Kelly, Brown, Stringer and Thurlow. Jackson Thurlow taking a pick 16 into the squad. Nice to see. The Kangaroos, they were all right. Against the prize, 16 points was the margin at the end of the night. McMahon, Greenwood, Majak Dore into the squad. Taylor Hine-Wright is out with a knee injury. Thomas kicked 4 goals and is playing. As I look over to the panel, something's happened. You've either someone's disappeared or someone's doubled. What have you got there, Dice?
What do you reckon, boys? I've got found myself a bit of a young Stevie looking very sharp tonight.
Where's Stevie from?
Where are you from, Steve?
From Warrnambool.
Now, pull it to show it's not a wig on. Is it?
No, it's legit. It's gospel.
You're not related, are you?
We are not, no.
Beautiful part of the world, Warrnambool, Stevie.
Who do you vote for? Who do you vote for there, Stevie?
Big Richmond Tigers supporter.
You're Richmond Tigers?
Yep.
And you play a bit of footy or are you more
I've been
surfer?
playing a little bit, but of the recent years, moved to Melbourne and just enjoying being so close to go and watch the game.
And get this answer right, Steve. Who are you tipping in this game?
Look, to disappoint you, sorry, mate, probably the Cats.
Security to chuck
I'll tell you what you're not getting is a baggy blue, Steve, so just relax here.
Nice. I'll stick with my twin Stevie and we'll go for the Catters.
That's it. $1.42, sportsbet.com.au, $2.85 the Kangas.
Yeah, I'm going to join the boys and go with the Cats as well. They're
Jim.
very well last week.
Before I get to you, Fozzle, Billy's wandered out in amongst his people. That's where he loves to be most. Got a couple of young types with you there, Will?
Yeah, got a young whippersnapper here, Joni, who is 90. She's here with her 3 daughters and her 2 granddaughters. Well done, Joni. Fantastic. Now, Joni, who's going to win this big game?
Tomorrow, Geelong.
Good, yes. And your favourite player at Geelong is?
Well, I love them all.
Yes.
But Harry Taylor's.
Oh, look at the family. And can you remember the old Fossil playing for the Cats, Joni?
Yes, I can.
Yes. And was he any good?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Handsome?
Yes, I have to say that.
He didn't have a crack, did he, Bill?
He didn't. No. He didn't never had a.
No, Bill.
Hey, Joan, we hope Joan has a wonderful birthday.
Spoke to me before.
Wait, tonight he come around and spoke to you?
Yeah.
He didn't ask you for his phone number.
Bill, we're running out of time, but I guarantee that Sam will come down and see Joan after the show and wish her a happy birthday. Wonderful to have you, Joan.
I like it. Yes. If someone could pass on, someone could pass on to Alistair Clarkson my absolute sincere apologies. I had nothing. James Brayshaw at the meeting said, "Why don't we get Arthur and you pretend you're Jem Kennett and we'll have a fight?" And I said, "I don't think it's a good idea because I'm a friend of Alistair Clarkson's."
That is a bald-faced lie.
And I want to apologise.
The
if
man
that
who
could get
brought
passed on.
that idea together sitting to my right, and if he says anything to the contrary, he is a liar.
Blame me for this sort of stuff that we continue to see from Jim. Now, that's not right. Come on, Jim. All right. I'm telling you. Fair income to Jeff and Alistair on behalf of Sam and I apologise for Jim. Hey, it's good to see you, Steve. Dice, good luck on the weekend. And Trav, a massive game. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Thursday night at 8:30.